Guys, I have breaking news first reported from the Washington Post. So apparently there is a smoking gun perhaps in this Trump-Russia scandal, as we have just found out that U.S. spy agencies intercepted communications from Russian Ambassador Sergey Kislyak. He was reporting to Moscow that he had indeed spoke with Jeff Sessions on Trump campaign related matters, particularly policy matters as it applies to Russia. So this is a huge piece of information that's been missing in the puzzle that just came out. Of course, we already had the story break about Don Jr. and the Russian lawyer, but honestly, like, I'm starting to think that's a nothing burger compared to this. I mean, this is like pretty much proof here that there was collusion with the Russians during the Trump campaign. And you have to remember that Jeff Sessions was part of the Trump campaign in the sense that he was a foreign policy advisor for Trump. So he definitely had a role in that presidential campaign, not just the current position he has as Attorney General. He did indeed have an advisor role during the campaign to Donald Trump. And, you also look at the fact that this, of course, was not disclosed by Jeff Sessions when he was going to get his clearance or amending his paperwork or any of that. So, of course, he kept it a secret. And now new shit has come to light, man. We now know that, there definitely was a meeting where Trump campaign and policy with Russia type of talk was discussed with the Trump campaign, Jeff Sessions particularly, and a high-level Russian figure in Sergey Kislyak. So, this story's only been out for about an hour or so now. It broke, and now, of course, all the major news outlets, CNN, MSNBC, I'm sure, are commentating on it. But originally, it came from a Washington Post article, and I'll see if I can get a link in the description for that for you as well. But my reaction to this is basically like, you knew something was up, right? I mean, sure, there's a lot of people that were denying that there's any sort of collusion with Russia, mostly Trumpsters, but there's some independent-minded people that were also of the opinion that it was a nothing burger, or at least they didn't want to hear any more news on it, because the main news networks kept beating that drum on this story for a long time. But this is something of substance. It really is. We're talking about proof that our own spy agencies obtained. They intercepted this communication from Russia. So it's legit, man. I mean, it is legit. And don't be surprised if you see Jeff Sessions get fired. Of course, I don't know what help that's going to do to Trump. The other thing to analyze here is that Trump, should he fire Sessions and try to get a new attorney general or something like that? Again, I don't see that it's something that would even help him that much at this point because the information's out there. But that would get Rob Rosenstein in there if he fires him. Again, these people have to be, any new appointments to that position would have to go through the senator's approval. And I think even Republicans at this point are not going to be willing to just cave to whatever Trump wants. I mean, this is getting a little ridiculous here. We've got proven communications related to the Trump campaign and Russian policy between Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Russian Ambassador Sergey Kislyak during the campaign. So this is big-time proof. Is it enough to impeach Trump within the next couple days? I doubt it. But it is something that tells us, okay, there really was something going on here. Maybe it could be used as proof of collusion. But again, the special counsel has not even really moved forward with what they're going to do yet. This is an ongoing investigation. I said it from day one. Like, let's give the investigation time to play out. Let's not jump to any conclusions. But think about it. Recent events here. Don Jr. meeting with the Russian lawyer, and now we get communications intercepted proving that Jeff Sessions had a conversation with Sergey Kislyak related to the Trump campaign and Russian policy. All, of course, coming when after the Trump campaign members all claimed they didn't meet with Russians, and then claimed that they didn't, have any of those type of discussions with them. So a lot of denial going on, a lot of trying to pull the wool over our eyes. But this story's unfolding, and it's going to be exciting to see what comes of this. Again, I think to the voter, they are kind of tired of hearing all the Russia stories because they just want to focus on, policy. But I mean, this is definitely a big distraction, but it's a worthy distraction. We got to get to the bottom of what happened during the election, and if this president essentially cheated his way to the office. I mean, we got to figure that out, and there's definitely a need for the investigation. There's no denying that now with the recent information that came out. So, let's get on board with seeing what comes from this. If you guys have any comments, go ahead and put them down below. Make sure to subscribe to us, like the video, and we're going to keep on posting these kind of political updates. And of course, you want to check out our more formal shows as well. We got Lit Sports Online, Couchside, where we do the political news talk. So stay tuned to LitTube, and have a good night.